Hello everyone, my name is Jean and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be talking about the Hollywood Casino 400, the second race of the first round of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs of this year, 2023. And what a race, what a finish. It was definitely a good time. It was a really good finish to a really good race, to be honest. It was good. It was a good race with good racing, playoff favorites having issues. You had action, drama, a little bit of tempers, a bit of tight racing here and there, 3 wide, 4 wide, lots of side by side, good battles. It was a good race. It was a pretty good race for Kansas. Again, with the next gen card, Kansas Speedway, it is beautiful. It is really good stuff. We have a lot to talk about today, but I want to talk about, first of all, the playoff standings. As we check the playoff standings, we have Kyle Larson in first and Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick won today's race at the Hollywood Casino 400 thanks to a late race restart due to Chris Buescher, a big name in the NASCAR playoffs, having issues with tires. A lot of also playoff favorite drivers had tire issues today. Martin Truex Jr., Bubba Wallace, and Chris Buescher, to name some, that have issues with tires. But I mean, thankfully, well, Buescher's still in the playoffs. As for Truex, I cannot say the same. Let's talk about it. Larson is in first place now. Tyler Reddick would have win second. Larson and Reddick, they're locked in. Danny Hamlin is plus 49. He basically on points can lock himself in unless some catastrophic happens at Bristol. William Byron's fourth, plus 41. Brad Keselowski did really good today. He had a good race today. He had a really good race. Did really well. Ran up front. He led some laps. Fought against Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick, Chase Elliott, fast cars, and, well, gave him a good fight, gave him a really good fight, but in general, he did good. He's currently now 5th, plus 33, heading into a track that he ran really well with last year. And again, compared to the levels of RFK from last year to this year, RFK are much better this year as compared to last year. And even then, last year, they ran really well. Chris Buescher won here last time, so you can see where I'm going. RFK will be, early expectations, RFK will be good next weekend. So again, 5th, plus 33, good stuff. Ryan Blaney, plus 25. Not 100% guaranteed yet to get into the next round. Only plus 25, not a lot. Kyle Busch, plus 24. Started from the rear. I guess today was damage limitation today. So overall, he's still pretty good in points. Plus 24, not too shabby. 8th place, Ross Chastain, plus 18. Chastain, at the beginning, he looked fast. He looked good, top 10. Middle part, he just fell off after a restart, I believe, in stage 2, where he got into a little bit with Kyle Larson, a little bit of contact. They both got loose, and Chastain fell like a rock falling off a cliff. It was terrible. He fell down all the way to 28th behind Cole Custer, Corey LaJoie, Ty Dillon. It was bad for Reddick at the beginning. It was pretty bad. But nonetheless, he's still pretty good. He's 8th place in the playoff standings, plus 18 so far. He's looking pretty good. Chris Buescher. This is what happened. With around 6 laps to go, Chris Buescher suffers a tire failure. Rear tire blew up, and it unfortunately costed him a lot. He had the pit, damage, he hit the wall late, and he had the pit. And man, Buescher, who was plus 40, 30 in the playoff points, this hurts him. This hurts him a lot. He's now plus 13 in 9th place. I think before he was 4th. So he loses 5 spots in the playoff standings after a not so ideal performance today at Kansas. But again, couldn't do much. He ran pretty well. So again, it was just bad luck with tires. There was a lot of tire issues, including in practice. Ty Gibbs and Kyle Busch suffered tire issues. William Byron did suffer tire issues, more suspension, parts breaking. So again, to say, the playoff drivers, a lot of playoff drivers struggled this weekend, but some managed to survive better than others. So tough case. 10th place, Christopher Bell. Despite pole, he pretty much put himself in a good position after today. Now he's 10 plus 13, so It's not bad. It's pretty good. He's in a relatively good position, I would say. So, I mean, he's got to survive Bristol, run well, no issues. His pit crew's got to be better, though. I will say that. The pit crew's got to be better. I mean, today they also struggled, his pit crew. More jack issues. I mean, it happened at Darlington. It's happened today. Christopher Bell's pit crew has not been on it. So, heading into Bristol, one final race at round 16, they've got to perform to the level of the NASCAR Cup Series. Be a good pit crew for Bell. And Bell has got to deliver as well. So, it's got to be an all-around teamwork so they can move on to the round of 12. Then, 11th, Joey Logano. Joey Logano's finish today was huge. He was like minus or plus 1, I believe. Like 12th place in the playoff stands, plus 1. He was on thin ice. But thankfully, Joey Logano finished 5th today. A top 5 finish, which was huge thanks to a pretty aggressive strategy late due to the late race restart. So, it helped him out a lot. 5th. Now he's 11th, though, still on thin ice, but plus 12. That 5th place helps him a lot. Now, this is where it gets really fun. 12th place, Kevin Harvick, plus 7. Despite running a ideal race, I'd say, he's still pretty close to that cutoff. He's now only plus 7. So, I mean, you gotta survive Bristol. And last year was pretty chaotic with parts failing, tires. I mean, you gotta hope for the best and hope your equipment is good and reliable. And it's good enough to survive heading into Bristol. And now, here's the big name. A driver that I feel like a lot of people have heading into the Final Four come Phoenix. Martin Truex Jr. is now 13th outside of the top 12 in the playoff standings. Now at minus 7 due to a really early race issue around lap 5, 6, or 7. He had, I believe, a left rear tire go down or a right rear tire, and it just ruined his day completely. He was only plus 25, I believe, entering the race. Now, after Kansas, he's minus 7. And he's heading with that minus 7 points, 13 for right now in the playoff standings. He's heading with that into his worst track, arguably, Bristol. He's not good at Bristol. He hasn't been good at Bristol. And he needs to perform at Bristol. Because if he doesn't, it would be a shocking round of 16 elimination for Martin Truex Jr. It would be catastrophic. It would be a failure for Martin Truex Jr. to be out in the round of 16. But again, it was caused by, again, tire issues. Tires impacted a lot of drivers today, so, I mean, good year. But, yeah, it's just a terrible turn of events for Martin Truex Jr. Literally the worst case scenario. And, again, heading into one of his worst tracks, things are looking pretty grim for the number 19 driver of Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex Jr. Things are looking very grim. 14th, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace, what a shame. What a shame. When the race began, he was looking good, running top 10, top 5, leading. He was above where he needed to be in the playoff zones, above the cut line. Until, I believe this is around like stage 2, that he suffered, you guessed it, a tire issue. Tires were an issue today. Cut down, I believe, a left or a right rear tire again, and hit the outside wall, and that just basically ruined his day. He broke a toe link, part of the suspension, and yeah, that really destroyed his race, basically. He finished 32nd, laps down, 4 laps down. So, yeah, he's now minus 19. And again, this was such a shame for Bubba because he was doing so well. He had a really fast car. Could have potentially been there to win, at least get a top 5, which would put him above the cut line, but not so. I mean, it's unfortunate. Unfortunate turn of events for Bubba Wallace. He will have to hope for a really good race heading into Bristol. Top 5 all night. Maybe a win. Maybe a top 3. Hope for drivers above the cut line. Say Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick to have issues. Hope for Truex to have issues as well. That's the best case scenario for Bubba Wallace. Literally the best case scenario. Then you got 15th and 16th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Michael McDowell. Stenhouse, pretty much nowhere. McDowell, also pretty much nowhere. Late in the race, a couple laps to go, McDowell tried to basically do the NASCAR equivalent of a Hail Mary and stay out for as long as he could until a caution came out. But the caution didn't come out at the right time for him. I mean, the caution did come out at the end, but McDowell had already pitted several laps later ago. So, yeah, it's a shame. Again, McDowell, late race, Hail Mary, wanted a caution, didn't get it until extremely late. So, it is what it is. Unfortunately for McDowell, he's now 16th, minus 40. And Stenhouse, he was pretty much nowhere, really. So, minus 22. I mean, for Stenhouse and McDowell, it's must win heading into Bristol. They have to win to move on to the round 12. But for Bubba and Truex, I think they can still make it on points. And hope maybe for issues for Harvick, Logano, Bell, and Buescher. I mean, Buescher, I don't really expect him to have issues. Won last year. RFK looked really pretty much better. I mean, they ran pretty well today at Kansas as compared to the first race back in May. They weren't really that well. They were like decent, average at best. So, hey, heading into Bristol, I mean, things are looking better. I mean, they could perform. So, they can most certainly perform heading into Bristol. And as for Truex, like I've already mentioned, things are looking grim. And they're heading to Bristol, arguably one of his worst tracks. So, gotta pray at this point. Gotta pray. And as for the rest of the drivers, from, in my opinion, first to fourth, fifth, you guys, Larson, Reddick, Hamlin, Byron, Keselowski, they're good. Just survive. Get through the whole race, and you're good. And again, if you're Larson and Reddick, you're automatically locked in. If you DNF, no problem. No problem whatsoever. You already moved on to the round 12. So those guys are good. As for 6 to 12, survive, make it, get stage points, and you'll be good. To put it short. So yeah, now let's talk about a bit of the racing. The racing today at Kansas, while not as good as the May race, it was still pretty good. I mean, the next-gen car here at Kansas performs like peanut butter and jelly. Perfect. A perfect combination. Produces really good racing, multiple grooves, outside, middle, bottom worked really well. I mean, all the drivers could use whatever lane they wanted. It was really good. It was really, really good. Really entertaining, really fun. And again, the finish, it was an overtime restart. You had Daniel Suarez, who decided to stay out of basically, again, a NASCAR equivalent of a Hail Mary and go for the win. And unfortunately, they pan out. We will check the results later. But again, Suarez, Jones, Logano, all trying to get a win. Logano especially, again, he had a miserable performance today. And heck, a win, while lucky, I mean, would have helped him a lot. Would have sufficed. But didn't happen. But at the end of the day, again, Tyler Reddick won. It was really good. You had a lot of 3-wide racing. Had a bit of intense blocking. It was an action-packed finish. It was pretty action-packed. Now let's head into the results of today's race at the Hollywood Casino 400. Tyler Reddick won today's race by a margin of finish of only 0.327 seconds. Only 3/10 separated the top two, pretty close. Tyler Reddick, P1. Denny Hamlin finished second place. A pretty good performance for Denny Hamlin. Again, he's pretty much locked in at this point to the playoffs, despite not a good performance at Darlington. So, hey, fair play to Hamlin. Third place, Eric Jones. I mentioned in a bit about what to expect for Kansas today. Expect maybe some non-playoff drivers to make a lot of noise. And the expectations were true. Some non-playoff drivers made some noise. Eric Jones and Chase Elliott especially. Eric Jones, third place. Absolutely amazing performance for the number 43 driver in the Legacy Motor Club car. I mean, good performance. Ran well, especially in the later half of the race. He ran really well. Top 5, top 3, top 10, all second half. And came out with a top 3 finish. His best finish of the season. I think, yeah, his best finish since his win in the Southern 500 last year. So, fair play to Eric Jones. Fair play. Well done. Fourth place, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson at the beginning looked definitely like the car to beat. Without a doubt, he was the car to beat. But as a lot of other playoff drivers had issues with Rush Chastain, especially this case for Larson Chastain. It made some contact in the restart and really screwed them over, but Larson managed to rebound and finish P4. Again, he was really fast in the beginning, but that restart really screwed him over in the strategy. So, yeah. Best he can get is P4. Maybe not the day Larson really wanted. A win would have been cool, but he's already locked in, so he'll take it. 5th place, Joey Logano. Again, strategy. Going bold, go big, or go home. And, well, he will most certainly be glad with the top 5 finish he got today. Again, it helps him a lot in the playoff standings because now he is plus 12. Again, not 100% like you're into the next round. But to be fair, Logano is not bad at Bristol. He's pretty good there. So, again, auto racing is pretty unpredictable, so who knows? Who really knows at this point? At 6th place, you have Chase Elliott. Again, Chase Elliott, as same with Eric Jones, non-playoff drivers making noise. Chase Elliott ran really good today. Really, really good. He ran basically top 10, top 15 all day, top 5 all second half. I mean, Chase Elliott did really good. Chase Elliott did really, really good. His best race in a long time. Not much name performance. I mean, it was good. Granted, maybe had a little bit of tempers with Kyle Larson due to when they were all pitting. Basically, all the drivers were pitting. Overtime, restart, gotta get fresh tires. When Larson was exiting the pits, Keselowski came in front basically, and unfortunately Larson had to turn right to avoid him, but made contact with his teammate Chase Elliott. Elliott didn't like it, bumped him back, so a bit of an unfortunate case there between teammates, but I don't think it will escalate to anything worse. Then in 7th place, you got Kyle Busch. Great performance from Kyle Busch. I mean, from the rear all the way to the back of the field, 35th, 36th to 7th place. Kyle Busch will very much take that. Good performance. I believe he's like plus 20-ish. Yes, plus 24. 7th place in the playoff standings. Good performance. And again, heading into Bristol, I mean, there should be no problems. Unless a repeat of last year happens where issues were a big problem. So, yeah. Gotta hope for the best if you're Kyle Busch. Then in P8, you got Christopher Bell, the pole sitter. I mean, Christopher Bell hasn't had the best of luck starting from pole. He has an average finishing position up 17.0 when he starts on the pole. So, I mean, 8th place, he'll take it. To be honest, he will take it. 9th place, Brad Keselowski. Again, he ran well. Good performance. You should be proud of it. Led some laps. Gained some points. Won a stage even. He won stage 2. So, yeah. A good performance for Brad Keselowski. Fast forward. Very fast. Good stuff. Then in 10th place, you have Alex Bowman. I mean, for Bowman, this is his first top 10 since Lord knows when, basically. So, yeah. Bowman will take it. Solid stuff. Then you got Kevin Harvick, 11th. Ryan Blaney, 12th. Ross Chastain, 13th. Ty Gibbs, 14th. Not bad. William Byron, 15th. Suarez. He was on the front row, I think. Yeah, he was on the front row for that restart. In the overtime restart. And he finished 16th. Tires were something very important today at Kansas, and clearly that shows. And Eric Armino, 17th. Ryan Preece, 18th. Chase Briscoe, 19th. Carson Hocevar, 20th. Again, top 20 for Hocevar. Good stuff. Very, very good stuff for Hocevar. Then some playoff drivers. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished 23rd. McDowell finished 26th. Chris Buescher finishes 27th after the late tire issue. I mean, very unlucky. Bubba Wallace finishes 32nd. And Martin Truex Jr. finishes last place in 36th after the tire failure. Again, very unlucky. Very, very unlucky. It was a little tiny puncture on the tire. His crew chief, James Small, posted a picture on Twitter about the little hole in the tire that unfortunately caused him to crash. So, very unlucky. Could it be season-changing? Very well. It can very well be a season-changing tire puncture. A shame. And as for Sheldon Creed, who was making his debut, he finishes 29th. Not bad. Again, with BJ McLeod live fast, can't really do much, but decent performance. Better than some drivers, so not bad. But, again, one little quick note about the racing. Again, the racing was really good. Again, a lot side-by-side, a lot 3 wide. A lot of good stuff. Again, Kansas with the next-gen car produces good multi-group racing. A lot of good stuff. Again, it was a really good race. Really, really good race with a really good finish at the end. 3-wide racing, bit of blocking, a lot of drama. You'll have to see it. But yeah, that's my race review of the Hollywood Casino 400. Next week is Bristol Motor Speedway, Saturday night. Should be a fun race, we hope. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Ring the notification bell so you'll be notified for more videos coming your way. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. And I hope you all have a good night. And I will see you all this week. Bye-bye.